My name is Johnny Nipper. I live in Los Angeles now. Previously lived here in San Francisco, and before that, I'm originally from North Carolina. I've been in security for maybe like 10 years now, and the original draw to security was the concept of hacking. I thought it was very cool, like to basically interact with systems and do things, that they weren't designed to do. Although, like, I started security because I liked hacking, I wasn't actually doing hacking as much, like back then. I did forensics for a while, and I did some like vulnerability management and some enterprise security. And whenever I went to the first H1702, it was as a triager. So like being at that event and seeing everyone submit all these bugs and all these findings was like super inspiring for me. Oh yeah. So like the thrill like ranges like all different ways. So sometimes it's like at 4 in the morning after hacking all night, and so sometimes it's like a very delirious feeling. You're like, oh wow, like did that actually work? And you replay it several times. You're like, oh snap, it actually did. So in that way, like sometimes it's like very surreal. Sometimes like if I'm more like awake, it's like earlier in the night when I start hacking, I get really excited, and sometimes I just get up and like walk around, or like I don't know, maybe just like kind of like mini celebrate. Hacker to me is just someone who looks at a system and thinks of ways to make it work on their behalf. So it could be anything. So if you see like, oh, well, I like to register for, I don't know, a DMV appointment. Like, how's the best way to do that and get a time that's more beneficial to me? Things like that. Or it could just be like, I don't know, things in your daily lives, like anything that involves like circumventing like security or learning like interesting ways to like do things. So H14 was like the first event that I came to. That was last year, and it's like really cool to come to San Francisco and like work with the companies. And the space is like really fun, and it's cool like hanging out with a bunch of other hackers and learning from them. A lot of times like when we find a bug, like like we'll share like techniques and stuff, and so that's always helpful, and I always go back like learning more than I knew when I came. Being invited to live hacking events in H14 means like everything to me. That's like basically one of the main reasons why I became involved in HackerOne to begin with. So I feel like it's like kind of like a small reward for participating in the programs. It's very like validating to know that like HackerOne's taken notice, and they've chosen to invite me like to the event because space is like very limited. So it's kind of a vote of confidence. One thing that's like really interesting that people who may not have participated before may find surprising is like the level of like camaraderie amongst the hackers. Yeah, sure, it's a competition, but it doesn't feel like very competitive. Like, of course, like we were looking to see where you're placing on the leaderboards and things like that, but it's not like a tough competition. It's more like, like it's very friendly. Being a member of the HackerOne community is very exciting. It means a lot. There's like a certain level of responsibility. Like, in my day job as a security engineer, like I feel like I represent the hackers there, and when we're working through our bug bounty program, I'm able to like provide that perspective. The community aspect's like a big thing: sharing, learning, teaching. Oh man. The HackerOne bug bounty money just kind of goes into my slush fund. There's nothing specifically that I've purchased, I think, based off of my findings. It does make like decision making easier when I'm going to make a purchase. It's like, well, I've earned this like in my extracurricular activities, so I feel like I can reward myself with it. One person that I'd really like to thank in terms of helping me like progress in terms of a hacker is Justin Kalmus. He's encouraged me along the way, and has definitely helped me like learn and grow as a hacker. I would say it's probably the HackerOne onesie. So I was invited to be a part of the HackerOne Hacker Advisory Board, and as a reward of that, we all were presented HackerOne onesies at the last H1702. So it's very unique, so I think that would be it. I choose to hack on HackerOne because I enjoy doing it. So some people may sit down and play Candy Crush or something like that. So I find like it kind of a gaming aspect to it, and so there's leaderboards and things like that. So it's very gamified. The gamification aspect is interesting to me. I like learning more techniques. So it's an opportunity to try things on systems that maybe I wouldn't normally have access to try things on.